You're ready to overreact? Fuck it, let's just let's just go. Let's just go. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be streaming very long. Not planning on it, at least. Wasn't planning on streaming today. But we have to take a look at 5 different characters. Among various other things, but I mean that's the big thing. So it turns out I was mainly wrong. I was pretty goddamn wrong about most of the things yesterday, if we're being so honest. I was right, it was mainly a lore-focused season, although I could not have anticipated what the big change was, but I said no to multiple heroes, I said no to a lot of different stuff I'm trying to remember, but I got schooled. I got absolutely schooled in predictions. Okay. I'm back at Blizzard. I'm back. Yeah, I hopped the fence, so we're gonna have to do this quickly before they find me and catch up. Okay. Let's, so I'm just gonna go through. I don't think I'm gonna watch the spotlight, but I'm gonna go through. First off, I kind of like half watched this because I was at work. What is going on with their faces? They look weird to me. Anybody else think that? They look a little strange. Alright, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on like why they look so different. So what happened? Doomfist got his arm cut off? Is that what I heard? Yes, he did. Okay. I did not see any of this, so that's crazy. He can totally get that shit put back on though, cybernetically. The gauntlet's a little fucked.
What is rightfully her.
Okay. So
For big new season 1.
Know you're weird. What did I say? I already forgot. Welcome in.
That evolves across all
okay,
6 seasons.
so they're talking about there's a story, and he literally just said it's gonna evolve every season
of the year before
so
a new season 1
and it's gonna
launches the
happen
next
every
chapter in 2027.
So I think this is perfect, right? This is like the best way they could do lore in game, is that it incrementally changes. You have big things to look forward to every year. Yeah, narrative tied into seasons, that's good. I know League doesn't necessarily do narrative every year, but they at least do like seasons that are themed. So I have a feeling that it's gonna feel a lot like this. Yeah, no animated series. I think since we're not getting it now, we probably never get it. It's probably just in legal hell that it's just never happening.
The gamers. Heroes.
Okay.
Instead of just 3, we're releasing 10.
So I wasn't watching this. I was listening to this part, and he said, we're not doing 3 heroes. I was like, what? Oh, they're doing 4? So this could go plenty of ways, right? There is a lot of facets that the precedent of 10 heroes in a year. I'm not positivity maxing. I don't know how to feel. I'm very indifferent on the whole thing. I think here's the best case scenario with what they've told us, in my mind. We get our 10 heroes this year, and they go back to a regular pace. Perhaps that's a little more than 3 every year. Whatever, right? They were saving for this. Maybe they were. That's the best case scenario. worst case scenario, and the best case scenario doesn't. The best case scenario also implies that people don't care that they go back. You know what I mean? Like, people don't care that they go back to the regular release pattern, which is not going to happen. The worst case scenario is that this becomes the new release cycle. That's way too much. I'm scared. Like, I'm really scared that we're going to start having a hero a season and we can't even get heroes under control in that amount of time. And even if it is like more accelerated, I still think that is a bit of an ask, and I don't see that happening because we already don't have, like, a lot of time has definitely gone into these heroes, right, to make this possible, and we can see the effects of that in less stadium stuff. I think they're only adding like one hero next season. I don't think they're adding any heroes this coming season. I say next season as the one after, so season 2. And we are getting what? Like, we haven't even seen the maps, really. Maybe I gotta, like, watch. I'm gonna watch this on 2x because I don't want to miss anything if I skip, but we'll do 1.5. So yeah, I'm afraid. Like, I do think that Overwatch, they need to be faster if they want to do this with their balancing. But regardless of what they actually do, I think it's just a really tough, like, level of quality to meet, level of balance to meet. So I don't know. I'm not happy. Like, getting 5 at a time, I go, okay, wow, that's really fun. That's interesting. When they said we were getting 1 more a season, I said, that's scary. That's where I got scared. Getting a big dump of heroes, one, this has literally never happened before, so it's interesting. I literally said, I was like, there's no way they would do that. Well, I thought they were just going to add 2, and they added 5 at a time. So, whoops, my bad, everyone. My intel was wrong yesterday. My inside guy must have been feeding me fake intel. Oh, let's talk about these heroes. So obviously we'll get to, like, you know, the ones we know. I'm seeing this Omnic Noir guy, and he intrigues me a lot. I like whatever the hell's going on with this gentleman. I would like to know. I like this guy. This guy looks cool. Oh, oops. What's happening here? There we go. Sorry. 90% of my complaints about this batch of new stuff is about Onron. We'll get to her. We'll talk about the characters individually when we get to them. But I do want to just talk about... So this is Demon, right? This character? This has got to be Demon. If I had to guess. She has, like... She looks like D.Va. She has a similar build to D.Va with, like, a gun. Like a single, like, handheld gun. And she's got little horns. Like, to me, this looks like Demon, finally, right? This character just straight up looks like Cammy, but she's got, like, a little drone thing, so I cannot tell what this gun is, but the braid is cool. I like the super long braid. Who else? It would be this one. Big. Now, this is probably actually, like... If there was, like, a Mecha Squad character, it'd probably be this. Like, this is crazy, whoever this is going to be. Obviously a tank. Only one extra tank, of course, with her as well. Are we dropping? Whoa, we're dropping a lot of frames. Hey. Hold on. Why? Hold on. Okay, I think we're back. Okay, I think we're back. This character, I think there is not enough to... Well, you do have whatever the fuck is flying around here. I'm struggling to understand what that is. Might be a new thing. The hairstyle, that might be a hat, but the hairstyle reminds me of Aki from Street Fighter. A little bit of Street Fighter here for everybody. So I don't know. That's gonna be fun to speculate. I think this is nice that we get to see their, because they're all coming within the year, so it's not really like spoiling everything too hard. And you do have a lot of questions about like this guy. Like we can't tell anything else. We can't tell anything about this guy, you know. So I think that's totally fine.
Over the course of the year, and the first 5 are launching next week with season 1. Each new hero drives the story forward, reshaping the world and testing the balance of power. You'll see this impact everywhere. Map updates.
Okay, I did not see this. 2 core maps. So we're getting 2 maps. So I did not see that. This looks like a dam, obviously. Where is it though? Is this like a real place? Well, not like actually real. You know what I mean.
Changes, new
and then we're getting a Tokyo map. So what happened? What happened? What happened to the archipelago map? What happened? Where'd it go? Why are we dropping? Why are we dropping frames? Oh my god. What is eating my shit right now? Hold on. We're gonna stream output. I think we're just gonna have to like kill the bitrate a little bit because I'm getting a little frustrated. Apply. Hold on, everyone. Yeah, I understand there's buffering. Is the YouTube video high res? That might be you're right. Let's just shoot that. We'll go 720 and see if that helps.
Waistlines. Every year, we aim to bring major updates that improve and expand what it means to play and experience Overwatch. Moving forward, in addition to new gameplay and systems changes, this will also include major story arcs driving the Overwatch universe.
Sorry, I don't understand what's going on. You're streaming at 4K. I am? Wait, what? I am? How? Oh, thank you. That's why. Twitch isn't capable of 4K, but like that's why. So thank you. That's very, very helpful. Twitch isn't capable of 4K, so everything that I do just to make things easier. No. So I'm confused. I'm streaming at 4K, but the image that you're getting should only be effectively 1080p. Well, yeah, I figured if I was okay. That I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out right now. Maybe hold on. My other thing is that maybe I can just go to my YouTube settings and then maybe out of my OBS settings. Maybe that'll help. Okay. That's stream health, stream settings. Bear with me, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna be so real. I don't know how to fix that. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay. Thank you for helping me solve that. It's gonna be a little rough this time, but next time we will get that all. And this is a short stream, anyways, so we'll get that all straightened out. Let's go move on to the
Thrilled to introduce you to Domina. While technically not a member of Talon, Domina is the heiress and VP of Vishkar Industries and has formed a fruitful partnership with Vendetta. This mutually beneficial alliance sees Vishkar securing redevelopment rights for all areas tragically affected by Vendetta's new war. Though she may lack the innate talent of some engineers, she won't let that stop her, as she harnesses some of the most advanced
I guess, sorry. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is like probably just on OBS, although it's locked at 9
technology that Vishkar has at its disposal,
1080p.
augmenting her own abilities while still keeping
weird.
her hands clean, so to speak.
Yeah, stream it says that it's 1080p. That's why I'm so confused. Anyways, we'll figure that out. Thank you everyone for trying. And yes, 5 new heroes at once is fucking insane. Well, we'll say that. Not what I was expecting, not what I don't think anyone was expecting.
And it all paid off in the end.
Which is fun to look at it. Thank you, Marvel Rivals, for Domina. Okay, so we're talking about her design, right? I love the idea of, like, I love a good, like, floating appendage. I love a good floating appendage. I'm glad we're getting another female tank. Okay. Why is she a skinny lady? She's a skinny lady. Like, can we get some body type diversity with our women? Like, even the tank. Like,
Domina is Overwatch's first true poke tank since
I'm
Sigma,
a little
with tools to keep enemies at bay and control the battlefield from long range. Her primary fire,
inappropriate things to say. Stop. Get out of here.
In a burst shot.
You kind of expected a dual hero release. Well, I was saying that a dual hero release was super unlikely, and in some capacity, I was right. So, yeah.
40 precise track. As the longest range beam.
Okay. So she's got the beam. Well, let me get the captions on so I can, like, since I'm going so fast.
It defines her
so she's got a long beam, and it's got, like, apparently the burst does a headshot, which is really cool. I think that's cool. Spilo was saying that this was, like, one of the most fun primary fires for a tank. So that's good. I'm glad that she's got, like, some more skill expression that isn't just, like, the beam, which is good. This ability is fucking so weird. This is so strange. Every single one of these is 250 health. And they, like, break individually, which is crazy. This is on, from my understanding, this is on a really long cooldown. She has a tiny waist, but the rest of her shape is different from the other women in the cast. Yeah, it's just that she's, for lack of a better word, she's just curvier. Which, yeah, I guess she is a little different, but she's a tank. The dude tanks get to be men with super big bellies, or, like, towering giants, or the tallest guy with the broadest shoulders you ever seen in your life, or a gorilla. And the women are a lot less like robust, you know, or I don't know, you know what I mean. Yeah, 14 seconds on the shield.
Giving Domina
I feel like you are going to have to sit
its wrap shape not only
as close as possible most of the time. You are going to have to sit, like, super close, because if you're actually trying to protect from flankers, you really don't have a lot to work with here. I think everything looks cool. I feel like they're fully set on focusing on the casual side of the game. Sub-roles will be a balancing nightmare. I'll say, here's my take on that. Because a lot of people are like, where's the competitive stuff? Where's the competitive stuff? I have two things to say. One, last year there was a really big actual competitive change, and that was perks. And I think we all agree that from a competitive standpoint, the giant gameplay system changes that they make are not exactly what most people want when you're, like, looking at competition, right? So I feel like whatever they could have done here to change the competitive part will probably not be met super well. So I don't know if that's really what they want to go for, right? Because the competition they'll always find the competition. And the stuff that you want from the competitive side are changes that just aren't as exciting for these like big reveals, right? And the way that you can have your casual or your competitive game that's pretty niche that, less people are inclined to have is if you also have a framework that allows for the casuals to come in and keep the numbers healthy, right? Now, ideally, those two kind of mix and match with each other. I think a lot of League players are into watching competitive League, even if they just play in bronze or iron or whatever, just, for fun and play their one hero. So yes, I feel like it was light on the competitive side, although I will say I'm glad they're reworking the passives. I kind of have pitched things similar to that system. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. I think it will be an overall net positive. But yeah, I can't imagine, like, there's no expectation that would make a competitive player happy for one of these things because they're just not meant to be about gameplay specifics, and that's fine. Like, over the year we'll hear about other things and whatnot. Now they actually have to what's it called, to deliver. They have to deliver on the promise of like better balancing, more balancing. So it's all up in the air, but I don't know. As somebody who plays this game competitively and likes the casual stuff, I mean, the reason I'm playing this game competitively is because I really liked all the casual and like art stuff and character stuff before I got into it. So like that's the reason most of us are even playing this game to begin with. So why not have our cake and eat it too? I don't know. Yeah, it's not like comp systems are changing much anyways. The DPS passive is also global, and I feel like I think that's a good change. I don't know. It's an interesting change. I think it's better for it not to be the one thing that defines a role. Yeah, these passives, I'm really interested with the passives because some of them sound pretty fun. Some of them sound like a really good way to get some of these lesser used characters. So more like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we get there. We haven't even we're on like ability 2 of the first hero. We're going to be here forever. Anyways, this is the weirdest ability in the game, and I can't imagine it's very good.
Flankers, giving Domina strong battlefield presence. Unlike traditional shields, its segments can be destroyed individually.
This is it's so weird.
Crystal Charge adds another layer of control.
Is it too tall? Does it need to be that tall? I guess it doesn't really matter.
Area damage while simultaneously.
Now this is fun. This looks like they've actually given her something that like she can be a little more aggressive with, because she does like damage but also gets her shields back, so she has like a bit of a lifesteal thing. I think this is really cool. I'm a really big fan of this ability. Because if she hits multiple people, then she gets more. So she can actually do a good chunk, and then she can use her other ability. Also, welcome in. Thank you for subbing. Did the thing not work? Damn. Why did the overlay worked yesterday for this sub? Well, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I wonder if there's a way if I could see that. Oh well. See, I'm getting back in the swing of streaming. It's not something I'm as used to. So I'll have to keep looking at that. I do really like this ability though. I think this is gonna be really fun.
As she pressures opponents.
The shield was originally created by drawing the panels one by one with your mouse. Bring that back. Wait, what? Bring that back. Bring it back. Wait, that's awesome. That's so cool. I'm sure there's probably some technical reasons or something. Tank with a multi-person knockback. Now, that seems pretty narrow, so I'm not concerned. I think initially, like, people are probably concerned of, like, a Doomfist punch thing, but it just does, like, knockback probably a little bit of damage. How much health do the Pillars of Maze walls have? I think it's somewhere in the 250 range. I don't know where they ended up. I think they've been changed.
Hero needs an ultimate up to her standards.
What is her ult? I actually don't know what it is.
Flipping the concept of barriers on its head. Striking enemies traps them inside a barrier.
Oh.
That blocks their damage.
Oh. Okay. I don't know who's new here to my channel or whatnot, but I am a bit of a Lifeweaver defender. I see the idea. I just think their execution of, like, the balance was way off. But I see the idea with Lifeweaver, and I like playing him. I do think he can be cool. I just wish they would have pushed it a little more into aggression rather than, like, super defensive.
And healing. When the effect ends, the barrier explodes, delivering devastating.
Okay, so you have to hit this. This is a skill shot to an extent. So it can be, like, eaten and dodged.
Often lethal punches.
And then it will just explode if you're hit by it. Can that be cleansed? No, it would. Wait, it wouldn't be able to be cleansed because you're in a barrier. That's insane. What goes through that? Does anything that could save you go through the barrier? I'm trying to think. Like Zarya can bubble through shields, so I think you could probably Zarya bubble it. You could probably pull. I think a Lifeweaver pull would work. What else? I'm trying to think. There's rarely any. Like, you could use Brig. You could give armor. You could use Brig ult, right? Probably bubble. I'm calling it bubble. Wu Yang's ult. That would work. Nano boost would work. So there are some things that could definitely counter that. But that's harder. Lifeweaver ult with the overhealth, anything with overhealth. No, because that would. So sound barrier wouldn't work, but Lifeweaver ult would. I think that doesn't block LOS. Does anyone know that? Does anyone know if Lifeweaver ult is blocked by a shield LOS? That's crazy. I'm super interested in, like, what this is. I'm pretty sure, like, Wrecking Ball could throw shields on people, transfer to allies. That's cool. I think that's a really interesting idea for an ult. I like that
as one of our newest damage heroes. Once a member of the Overwatch strike team, Emre made a name for himself not only.
Okay, Emre. Where's this guy from? Oh, can teammates break it? I didn't even think about that. Can the shields just be broken? That's interesting too. Where is Emre from? Do we know?
Due to his skills on the battlefield, but for his commitment to his fellow agents. Principled and open, he stood as a.
Isn't he, like, old as shit? Wasn't he young when Ana was young? I felt like he'd be a little older.
Shining example of the ideals Overwatch should hold itself to. But as the years went by, and as Overwatch began to grow looser with protocols and lose sight of its mission,
thank you for subscribing.
Only recently was bounty hunter and ex-agent Freya put on his trail, and what she found at the end was beyond what she ever could have expected.
I know it's kind of funny on YouTube to be like, thank you for subscribing, because it's like on Twitch, a subscribe would be like whatever, you know. It's like the equivalent of a follow, but I appreciate everyone I get.
Not the friend she remembers. His body has been heavily modified with cybernetics, and his mind seems at war with itself. Sometimes she sees the old Emre, the skilled soldier and good friend she thought she'd lost long ago, but other times he seems soulless, like his body is being piloted, turned into an unfeeling killing machine. Now aligned with Vendetta, he brings.
I think Emre is from Laos? Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like it. I guess I wouldn't know.
Fast-paced run-and-gun style to Overwatch. His synthetic burst.
So, okay, a lot of people, like, he's supposed to be like a Halo character. That's what the comparison has been, that he feels a lot like a Halo character with this. I'm pretty sure he's Turkish. Okay.
Fires 3-round bursts at blistering speed. Perfect for equipping airborne heroes like Pharah or Echo before they know.
Okay, wait, hold on. Look at this unfinished version of New Gibraltar. I've never seen this. Did anyone catch that?
At blistering speed.
Look at this. Just big orange pillars.
Okay.
The 3-round burst, I mean, I like BAP. I like BAP enough. Imagine fire were all the oranges. Is that what it is?
Need precision? Just go ahead and pull up his scope.
Now, the scope, who the hell's from Laos? Is anyone from Laos? Maybe somebody else in the lore is. I don't know. I don't know much about that side. The aim down sights with no movement penalty. Is this gonna feel sickening? Is it like, this is good? Obviously, this is really good, but like, is this gonna feel bad? You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of a little concerned that this might not feel amazing. Like, it might feel like really hard to get a grasp on like where you are. Maybe not. I don't know. If this is a thing in like other games, I don't know.
Punch headshots without sacrificing mobility. When things get dicey, his cybernetics deploy the sight on blaster.
Okay. Burst weapon is where the difference is. Yeah. Oh, between soldier. To be honest with you, can I say this? Is this a safe space? Soldier has better burst than this guy, right? With the rocket. Like, Soldier, I think this guy is going to be a little more reliable because it's all hit scan, but like Soldier in theory has a better burst combo. And Soldier's like a lot more of like a flanker. He's not much of a dueler per se. I think this guy is more, he can take duels better than a Soldier can. Emery might be mid to late 40s. He looks a little older than that, but he doesn't look like a decrepit old man, is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, his aim down sights with any kind of speed boost is going to feel extremely weird. You're right. Okay, so he's got this sidearm where I think it's important to know that he puts away his regular gun. He puts away his regular gun just to get like... And he can do some damage, but I'm pretty sure his damage potential is lower here, so he is just sustaining himself.
Through and boosts both speed and jump height. Whether you're
and he's got movement and everything. Okay, I like that.
In a dive, chasing down a straggler, or leaping to height.
This guy, like, he seems like a very like regular ass guy. Like, this is just boots on the ground, you know. If Kiriko has anything, Overwatch here is ages are malleable. That's fair, and there's probably going to be a fair amount of retconning. And maybe the darkness inside of him is like a deal with the devil kind of drug, you know what I mean? Where he's keeping his age.
For extra punch, tossed out Emery's cyberfrags. These versatile explosives.
I like these grenades because they actually like I don't think you can cook them. I wish you could, but they do like take a second to go off. Which I think is, believe it, I mean, that's interesting. Like, there's not many characters in Overwatch that are like this. The only thing I can think of is like Dynamite. Dynamite is like this, but you can make it go off early. So like this legitimately is like a real grenade. I wonder how this is gonna play out. Like, is this gonna like feel more fair than some of those abilities, or is this gonna feel like a random Moira orb finding you? I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. In the future, Overwatch takes place and everybody gets to look young, skinny, and conventionally attractive thanks to advances in technology. Not Hazard. And Hazard is young, and he looks like he's been through the years. But yes, most characters are skinny, white, or East Asian, and they don't look a day above 30, if not 20. Yeah, having another soldier archetype, he seems like the problem with soldiers are the soldier archetype as like the kit, when you just look at the regular kit, is like the basic COD design, right? But when you look at how he plays, he is so boring, and he actually plays nothing like the games that kind of inspired him or his like kit, right? And this seems like he's gonna play a lot more aggressive and like what you would expect a traditional like gun soldier to play like, right? So, and even though he's not like the most interesting guy on planet Earth, I think he looks cool. Like, I think he will be a good solid pick, because everybody goes plays DPS. They don't know what to do. And I don't care what rank you are. I've been almost GM on DPS. I'll still fall back to hit scan even if we already got a hit scan. We all need a reliable hit scan. Sometimes it's just the right answer. So having another one, I think is not a bad. It's fine. And his burst doesn't seem as good as any of the other hit scans in the roster so far. But yeah, he does have a lot of self heal and self sustain. He is also 250.
Make nasty finishers around corners.
Just regular health.
Or surprise bursts in close fights. And then there's his ultimate, Override Protocol. The program takes full control, lifting Emery into the air and arming him with a devastating cannon. Fire off repeated explosive shots.
Now I did watch Spilo. He was talking about this. He thinks that this might be like dog shit old. This is fun. I do like when you get to like pop an ult and start flying and doing shit, but
should be a level of familiarity here.
Doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look very interesting, but
now let's talk about a new Talon affiliated support.
Can't wait to get to the cosmetics section. Well, I'll get there, but I'm getting too old to be ranting about cosmetics.
Mizuki is a member of the Hashimoto.
My diamonds are perma double hit scan. It's just so easy. It's so comfortable. Soldier is better for flanking, absolutely. He's who takes angles on wide maps. You know, when you have like a lot of space in between you, he can take every single angle. He definitely is not a replacement for Soldier. Although Soldier's not really a replacement for anybody because he's typically pretty bad. That's whatever. Okay.
Allies in Japan.
Mizuki. This is a dude, right?
Young, Mizuki has grown detached and hardened after years of misfortune, fighting under the severe expectations of his clan. However, some in the clan...
Are we allowed to get heroes from this region that aren't just skinny and like very like is like Mama Hong? Where like can we not get a Mama Hong? You know, I all sins will be absolved if there's a Mama Hong kind of character coming out of this region. He does look really Valorant, and I think that's also because he's a Hashimoto, and that's like what isn't it like kind of like a street clan? I think that makes a little bit more sense, right? So like I get it, but I don't like this design very much. Now, is he trying to represent like a kappa kind of? I don't think so. Maybe like a turtle of some variety because it's like hat with the mask, but Lego Ninjago vibes. As someone who watched Lego Ninjago as a kid, that is serious insult, and I kind of totally agree with you. Definitely yokai inspired. Yeah. Oh, they say that? Okay, that
Still
makes
believe
sense.
he isn't cut out for this life, but through his own dedication and the influence of clan elders, he has cemented himself as a vital player in the Hashimoto's ranks. While a formidable asset for Talon's goals, keep a close eye on Mizuki. His latest assignment has him infiltrating a group of troublemakers down near Kanezaka, the yokai. We'd hoped he would deal with this swiftly,
I don't
but
fuck
we fear
with
he may
this
be caught between
design, and
loyalties.
it sucks because I like the hat. I like the hat in theory. I like the weapon. I think the weapon is cool.
Losing him to the yokai, or worse yet, Overwatch, would be a blow to Vendetta's plans in the region.
Mizuki is an aggressive support who plays closer to the action than some of the other heroes in the
Closer to the action, okay.
role. His core healing tool is Remedy Aura, a field that surrounds.
Oh, I didn't know he had AoE healing. Okay, that's obviously not inherently an issue, but you know, it definitely comes with some baggage.
The aura is similar to Lucio's, but Mizuki can charge this aura.
Similar to Lucio's, not Brig. Very good. Very, very interesting decision to make there.
By healing allies with other abilities, or even
Heart charges his aura by healing or doing damage with his other abilities. So, okay.
by dealing damage. To keep pressure on enemies, Mizuki wields Spirit Glaive, a bouncing projectile that dishes
Hold on. I don't know anything about this character. We're going to slow it down a little bit.
out steady damage while fueling
Bouncing projectile, fun.
his aura. Healing Casa.
So hitting shots makes him heal more, and he's a relatively close range support. I like that. I think that's really interesting. That is like on paper a really good way to like make the AoE healing good. By the way, sorry to ask this in this section, but what did they do to Lucia that see many people talking about him? Oh, they haven't given him a mythic skin, and they have like 3 or 4 characters that already have mythic skins with double in the pipeline. This was apparently the team's attempt at deliberately making a main support. Whoa. Okay, well, I don't even know what the rest is. Give me a second.
It's a chain heal that bounces up to 3.
Oh, I did see the hat,
choose
though.
The first target, and the enchanted hat does the rest.
I don't know what to feel about this. I'm pretty sure it's diminishing effects, right? But don't you just click? Like there's no skill shot here. Like you just click it.
He can quickly stabilize his team while also receiving a bit of healing himself. Perfect for holding aggressive positions.
And I did hear about this. The healing that he gets from the hat is like a set amount. He gets 30 healing, which is nothing. So most of his healing is going to come from his aura. So that's good. I think that's just like a whatever.
Ability comes from Katashiro Return, a mobility skill that boosts his speed and lets him teleport back to his starting position.
Oh, that's how this works. So, okay. So you get something that lets you go be aggressive, get your stacks or whatever, and then safely get, not even necessarily safely, but get back to a position. Okay, I'm here. I'm here for
it's
this.
An escape option, but also a clever way to outplay opponents mid-duel.
I like that.
If enemies get too bold, Binding Chain tethers them to a confined area.
So everyone is concerned about this ability. I'm not. That looked hard. That came out super slow. And it's not a stun.
Mobile heroes or grounding airborne threats.
I guess it's like a hinder, right? It's not necessarily a stun, but it's probably a hinder.
Finally,
I'm not concerned about this. I think there are plenty of main support ability. I mean, like, it's not a knockback, right? And I feel like knockbacks, especially on a main support, are probably better. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Like, a knockback can put you in more danger, prevent you from getting up to high grounds. I feel like this thing, no AoE, it's probably going to be a little precise to hit. Not a stun. I don't think it's going to be very good. Like, it's going to be good. Yeah, it looks a little bit more like a root. I think it's not actually a root. I think it just slows them down. Yeah, easy to miss and lasts like 3 seconds. Yeah, it's probably, I think that's a good comparison. It's probably closer to Sleep Dart. And it looks like it's pretty limited in its range. So if you miss it, well, they're already on you, right? So I don't know. I think it looks fine. It's crazy because I don't like this character's visual design, but I do think the kit is fun. That seems fun to me on paper. Just something that you have to get aggressive and you have the tools to do it, but not in a way that's like get out of jail free. Like none of that screamed to me like this character is going to be living forever, right? So, okay. You got me. I'm sold. I'm kind of sold on this kit design. I think this is like really cool on paper.
Kai Sanctuary creates a protective zone. Its outer layer absorbs incoming projectiles, while allies inside receive healing. Whether countering enemy ultimates or flipping a fight in your favor, it's a powerful tool that cements Mizuki as a support who thrives. Okay,
so I did hear a little bit about this because I saw just the ult. I was really sour on this character because I saw the design of them, put it in my pocket. A minute later, I see the ult. I'm like, what the fuck is this? AoE healing circle bullshit. Apparently this does like 50 healing per second. And it's like a diva defense matrix. So plenty of other things can get through, right? So what isn't eaten by defense matrix is able to get through. So this thing does not seem, honestly, the ult doesn't even seem amazing. Excuse me. Oh my God. It doesn't seem amazing, but it's going to be very good for eating other ults. I think this is going to be like one of the big things you're going to want to do with this is like to completely deny Sun or Blizzard or anything like that, right? I feel like that is going to be like super important. But like stuff like Rock is going to go right through this thing. So I think it's fine. Things fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm here. I like this. I think this is my, like, without being able to play them, obviously, this is my favorite design so far. And I think it probably will end up being my favorite design. But yeah, okay. I like this. And honestly, this character doesn't seem too complicated either. Like, when you first see them, I think it's hard to understand what he's doing. But no, I think it's good. I think it's cool.
And clutch plays.
While Talon's roster is impressive, we would be remiss if we didn't brief you on who's joining up with Overwatch when Season 1 launches. A clear contrast to Mizuki's cool demeanor, Onron heats things up in the...
Okay. At least it's not just her. Okay, we knew she was coming, but at least she's in like a group of 5, right? So, okay, that's fine. How do I say this? They Kiriko fighter fight. Hold on, you're right. Right, hold on, you're right. We have pressing matters. Give me a second. What are these 2 different tabs? What the fuck is this? Oh. Hold on. There it is. What the fuck? Hold on. What happened? Where'd it go? What happened? Where did her nose go? Where did her like her identical freckles go? Where did her oh, that's not right. That wasn't. Wait, did I lose the? Oh, it's here. Where did her like her eyebrows?
Damage roll. The elder sister.
Did you see the picture you sent? I think I scrolled past it because I was at work. Oh, she does have those little freckled things. But yeah, her face is like, it's like pointier. It's just
wielding Wuyong.
What happened? What happened here? I think it's can I say it? It's a little embarrassing. It's a little embarrassing. They had the opportunity to make somebody look a little different and they chose not to. Like, they literally already had the design and they were like, no, we're actually going to make her look more conventionally attractive and like the rest of the characters in the roster. She does look like Kiriko. She does. And it just it's a little depressing. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, they're gonna make money off of this character regardless. She is like, she's flying around with fire and doing martial arts. People our age love Azula from Last Airbender, right? It doesn't matter if she has a big schnoz or not. Like, she's gonna make fucking money. I don't get it. Like, oh, whatever, man. Just come on.
Onron is a star student at Wuxing University. She's confident, hardworking, and holds others to the same high standards.
I just like.
Now she joins Overwatch alongside her brother.
I don't like her fit very much.
And keep him out of trouble at the same time.
I kind of like the other one.
Fights with Wuxing's...
You know, I kind of like the other one where she was in like, I guess, more training gear, but maybe she looked a little too much like Kiri, like her clothes rather.
Elemental technology, wielding twin fans that allow her to control fire. She reminds her foes to steer clear or get burned.
Onron is an assassin-style DPS.
Assassin-style DPS.
Her Juche fans fire 2 blazing projectiles, stacking her ignition passive to set enemies.
Okay, if we all see this, Fire has a new thing above the health bar. I can only imagine the other status effects will have that too. I can only imagine like Anti will have something like that. Well, Anti already does on the health bar. But like Nano, maybe Nano will have that. Her hero trial is tomorrow. Pretty high, if you're all here, hi. Pretty high likelihood I will stream tomorrow because I can't believe I chose, of course I chose this week to only like to start streaming. I'm like, I'm going to stream 1 Overwatch a week. And then the thing happens the day after I would stream it, okay, sure. And then the day after that, they do the hero trial. It's like I'm not allowed to have a life. I'm not allowed to take a break here. But yeah, I'm gonna play her tomorrow. I will. And hopefully I will probably get out Good the Bad and the On Run video and get that out before she launches, and then I will do one for all of the other 4 when they come out. And hopefully they'll be pretty close together, but you know, so you're going to get a lot more videos from me than I initially anticipated, because I just was not expecting this much stuff. So okay, let me actually see what she does. So she hits her primary fire, burns you. Is this too much? I know that some of her other shit burns you too. Is it too much for her primary fire to burn you in like 2 hits?
On fire. Burning foes take damage over time and become more vulnerable, setting up her piercing.
What does that mean? What does he mean by that? Burning foes become more vulnerable?
Secondary attack. When she uses Fan the Flames against ignited targets, the damage doubles, making eliminations swift.
I mean, okay. The damage wasn't that much.
When she uses Fan the Flames against ignited targets, the damage doubles.
But is she not going through armor there?
Up her piercing secondary attack. When she uses Fan the Flames against ignited targets, the damage doubles, making elimination.
Secondary fire does more to burning targets. It seems so easy to set up. The burn seems way too easy to set up, because I know it's not the only thing that she burns with. I'm a little concerned about that.
Swift and deadly. To get in so close, she commands the elements to move around the battlefield. With Inferno Rush, On-Run dashes forward, damaging and knocking back enemies while gaining vertical mobility to reach high ground or cross gaps. 2 charges.
So I've heard about this. This is like Diva boosters, right? Where you get like a little burst of speed and you just keep going until you cancel it, where it ends. That's weird. I guess it's, well, you know what? I guess it's kind of like, it's like Wu Yong's, but a little different, because his is less offensive, right? And hers has the burn on it. So I guess that's like a cute way to integrate gameplay with, you know, storytelling, because they are siblings. So that's cool. Is that going to feel good? Spylo, I heard says that he does not like how it feels. Feels a little awkward. So I don't really know. Quickly, or dive straight, and she gets 2 charges of this. And I don't know if there's any burst on hitting targets when you burn them, or if it's just applying a burn.
Her training really pays off with Dancing Blaze, phasing her to nearby enemies for damage, or as a time dodge against big abilities.
The fuck is that? Wait, what?
Really pays off with Dancing Blaze, phasing her to nearby enemies for damage, or as a...
So does she just hit a button? No.
Time dodge against big abilities, even ultimates. The invulnerability...
She just hits a button and then anyone around her she just hits? And she goes intangible? So if there's more people around her, she's intangible for longer? It does 1 dash per person in range.
By enemies for damage, or as a time dodge against big abilities, even ultimates.
I saw the on fire meter.
With each enemy hit, encouraging bold dives right into the
frame. It does. It's not. Here's the thing. It's not about it not doing much. It's not about it doing a lot of damage. It's just about having an invulnerability, guaranteed damage on an invulnerability cooldown. It's all guaranteed. You just hit the button when the condition exists. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I would be okay with it if she had to initiate the first dash. If she had to hit somebody, like look at them, maybe hit them with a projectile, maybe like dash at them, and then it like did the chain reaction, I'd be way more cool with that. But intangibility for a dive character is not good. Yeah, because at least like I know a lot of people in here cough cough, hate Venture. But at least Venture has to get into the ground. They have to like burrow in, right? This Onron, she just gets to go intangible for no reason. She just gets to go intangible when she hits the button. Being intangible, yeah, not for a character like this. It will be very annoying. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Because I know, like, Reaper can go intangible, but he can't do anything, right? He can't do anything in Wraith, at least. May is the same way. But they're also not, like, super backliners, you know? Like, they've got more bulk on them than she does. So, her intangibility matters more. So...
and then there's her ultimate, or ultimates. Alive, Onron unleashes Vermilion Ascent, soaring upward before crashing down to ignite enemies.
Okay, AoE, whatever. She gets in, and okay, fine. Nothing much here.
But
I do understand that she has
Vermilion
another...
Revival triggers a fiery explosion, resurrecting her mid-battle. It's both a second chance and a sneaky way to book a fight.
This is obnoxious. This is obnoxious. Because you can't kill her first anymore. If she dives at you, you have to ignore her, and you have to go kill something else. And if you do that, she's either going to kill somebody, or she's just going to use her ultimate. That's the other one. She's also cleansing herself at the same time with the... Ooh. Not necessarily. If she's intangible, not... No. She's intangible, not invulnerable. So she might not actually cleanse herself. But I don't know. Right? We have to ask somebody. Somebody going to Emong's stream or whatever, or whoever's there. Wait, Emong's not there. That was the whole point of drama, wasn't it? Onron on paper looks the weakest if compared to other flex DPS. I guess I don't know. You're right. I feel like her burst damage is not quite there, but I don't know if there's something I'm missing with this character. I don't like the bring yourself back to life ult if you die first. I think by die first, they mean die before using the ultimate. Oh. Well, still. Is there a way to shut it down? Probably not, because it has an explosion. I don't know.
We're really excited to see Onron join Overwatch's
I need to
roster.
see some gameplay.
So excited, in fact, that she'll actually be available early for a hero trial starting tomorrow.
Well, actually,
February
wait a my
5th,
time. I guess
season 1 launches
we're gonna
on the
play it
10th.
tomorrow.
I think there's still one more hero to talk about, Miranda.
The cat. In a world with...
Remember when I said there's absolutely no way they add another animal? One, I had forgotten that Jetpack Cat was a thing in any capacity, but okay. How do I say this nicely? How do I do this in a way that's not going to get me killed? I think this is super cringe. I am God's #1 soldier against millennial culture, and I do not care for the idea that they just add cats into anything. I don't like this. I honestly do not like the look of this character, and I don't like what they came up with. I thought they were actually going to have like a proper jetpack. Her lore is that she is a cat. I do think that is a little silly. And I'm glad that they added a silly character altogether. I'm glad that the silly character wasn't something we had to wait like 4 months in between. Like the silly character is just here. This is the time to do it. So I'm not that mad. But this is not my kind of character. Now, I will say I have seen her be played, and I actually think that the kit is a lot more interesting than I initially thought it might be. This is not Yumi from League of Legends. I think this is actually probably a pretty skillful character. I just don't like I don't like the idea of this.
Gorilla scientists and hamster engineers, a cat wreaking havoc in a jetpack makes almost too much sense. Not much is known about this new arrival to the team. She appeared in Gibraltar as a stray, and if there's more to her story, she certainly isn't sharing it. But whatever her origin, Overwatch's very own Brigitte was eager
I prefer this to
adopt a new
Onron.
feline
I mean,
friend.
I do too.
Jetpack Cat has proven to be a surprising help in the fight against Talon. Her lightning-fast reflexes and her uncanny balance allow her to provide support in even the hairiest firefights. She'll put all 9 lives on the line to keep her team safe.
We really wanted to introduce a new form of...
The VA is Jennifer Hale. They found the Jeff archetype? Yeah, I guess.
...utility into Overwatch. Obviously, this cat has a jetpack that actually stays on the entire time.
So, okay. She's a permaflyer. Overwatch has added a permaflyer. And I got scared when I heard this, but I have realized that her damage potential really seems pretty poor. The only concern is that she would hide and then grab you with her ult and then throw you off the map. But from what it sounds like is that when you're being grabbed, whether you are an ally or an enemy, you are fully actionable other than escaping. So you can shoot, you can use abilities, you can do anything like that. So the free flight is limited. Wait, what?
Fly in the air, but when you're up in the air, you will be able to transport allies with Lifeline. While in this mode, allies that are below her will be able to attach to Jetpack Cat's tether, and she can move them around the map. Lifeline opens up worlds of strategies. It can be used for something as simple as a taxi from...
So yeah, the Lifeline, this ability, you have to confirm it. You can't just get picked up and thrown off the map. You have to confirm that you want to get picked up by the cat. So that's... Primary has a max distance. Oh, really? I thought it was... Is it not a projectile?
Or to fly
it's a projectile with a max... I guess so, because it's kind of like a nebulous beam of
Jetpack Cat's
anything.
Has her pouncing on enemies. The closest knockdown...
So, the what I think of when... with combos is not comboing this with a mobile character, which you obviously could do to save them an ability, or you can use this to get characters out, which I think is going to be interesting. I see this as like, I want to bring a Zenyatta in the air, like, something like that. I want to bring a non-mobile character and I want to put them somewhere else. You obviously can bring ults or stuff, like let's say an Orisa wants to spin and then you bring the spinning Orisa to somebody else. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you have to be careful with. But since the cat is squishy and and can die during it, I don't know, like this is the biggest question mark. And I think that there's a lot of potential. This is the type of character that will get 1 million people to play Overwatch again, because this is going to be the funniest shit to normal people. I guarantee you, I'm calling it now. Donkey makes a video about the Jetpack Cat and it gets fucking like 5 million views and people go, wait, this game is going to be fun again. I'm calling you. The cat is the clip farming hero, and that is, I can't express how important that is. That is so good for the game.
Enemy is picked up by Jetpack Cat's tether, and then either flown off a ledge, dragged into the enemy team, or just taken for a joyride. We don't want to give too much away until you can play her for yourself.
But really, we are so excited for what Jetpack Cat unlocks and can't wait to see the plays you come up with.
Seemed great for positioning. I'm trying to think, like, dude, like getting up. Imagine this. You can grab a teammate on Eichenwald's second before the gate, go over the gate, and throw them on the high ground. Ivy does have a similar ult, yeah, but this is apparently on a really short cooldown.
Beyond these first 5 heroes, we'll also be releasing a new hero every season. Each one, you can play.
Oh, do they not expand on her kit very much?
I'm gonna have
to look on that. I don't know what the rest of the stuff she has. Oh, I'll look on Twitter after this, because I know Overwatch's Twitter put the stuff or whatever.
Hey everyone, Kenny here, back at Watchpoint Gibraltar, where the rest of the team is supposed to be. So, anyway, it's not just about who's fighting, it's about how they fight. When Season 1 launches, there'll no longer just be tanks, damage, and supports. Each role will have new sub-roles, all of which will have unique
sub-roles. Langston, buddy old pal, can you send me the picture of what each role passive is? Thoughts of having 10 heroes this year and one every season now. I talked about it a little bit. I don't know if they're going to have one every season for the rest of time, but I feel like that is way too fast. Way too fast. Excuse me. It's fun, obviously. It's fun to have new characters, but the roster is going to start getting really crowded really soon if they do that. We are adding 10 characters when we anticipated 3 characters this year. I mean, we're going to be at like 55 in a year's time. I can't remember exactly how much we have. Sent it. Thank you so much, Langston. So, sub roles. 2 things. One, I talked about I wanted them to rework how role passives worked. I think this is a good way to do it if they want to keep the idea. It's a lot more specialized and every character is going to be able to use it. And they don't get every single thing in the role, specifically tanks. So I like that. But I used to have ideas about, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I had like ideas about what if they had ever done like a 1-1-1-1-1 role lock solution where you have like a tank and then like I called it like a, what did I call it? Not a, like a enforcer. So kind of like a tank / DPS, off tank, if you want to call it that. Then your regular DPS, then like a support DPS, and then like a traditional support or something like that. And then you could like put every role would have like a specific way you want to play it. Well, now they're basically saying these characters are going to play like whatever the specialists do, and the recons are going to play whatever the recons do. Next week we'll be at 50 heroes. That's crazy. That's insane. I didn't even think of it like that. I don't know why I like that. That's scary. That's scary. Okay, so I have my good friend Langston here has sent me the sub roles thing. Langston, I'm gonna leak very minor things of our DMs, but leaks. So let's talk about these, because I think there's some interesting ones here. I don't know if I can zoom a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So here's the thing, right? Forcing characters in the categories, that's a hard thing without reworking them, but the passives are not really doing that. They're just making sure every character has whatever what Gavin Winter said on Spylo's stream was ignore the names. We categorize them so you know who has what passive, but it doesn't dictate playstyle. You know what I mean? Not necessarily. And I think that's right, because Roadhog and Orisa are in the same category, and they definitely play differently. In fact, Zarya and Mauga play differently from each other. You know what I mean? It's better than it was. Yeah, the passive system, I think, is going to be a net positive, and I'm totally here for it. I think it's okay. I think it's going to be fine. So let's talk about them particularly. So bruisers reduce critical damage received while at critical health, gain movement speed. I still don't like the idea of getting headshot reduction, but this is on characters that absolutely really need it. It's not just on any character in the tank category. So I'm okay. I can live with this. While at critical health, gain movement speed. That is a little scary for characters like Zarya or Orisa, and even Mauga to an extent, who can kind of get like a mid-fight refresh with Bubble or Fortify or whatever. So that's interesting. Will it make new players confused? I don't think this drastically changes your playstyle, but I do think that it's harder to understand why certain things are happening with certain characters, right? Why does it feel like Orisa is taking less damage compared to Winston? You know what I mean? I feel like that's where the struggle is going to be. None of the characters. Yeah, it's and we'll talk about it when we get through the whole category, because like what they give and what they don't give to certain characters is interesting. And I also don't think let's go down to Stalwart while we're talking about that. Reduces knockbacks and slows received. That makes sense for a lot of these characters like Reinhardt or Ramattra or Junker Queen or Hazard, characters that really want to get in there, right? Because, that's just that just sucks, right? When you're just getting knocked around or whatever. And slows received is also really interesting. But at the same time, they give it to Sigma and Domina, who are going to be playing in drastically different ways. But what this lets them do is rotate better. They're defensive characters that are not going to be as affected when they're trying to make the space or take an angle or something like that, right? I think that's really interesting. And if this feels like some of these aren't working, or like, you know, Hazard is like really struggling without the headshot reduction, which he might. Remember that he can get headshot in block now. They could move him into Bruiser instead, right? And then he doesn't need the knockback, which he might not need because he, you know, he's totally fine. He's got his wall and his everything, and he can get in with his jump. So I don't know. I think that's really cool. I think it's an interesting experiment, and I'm here for it, and I'm excited to see what they come up with. That's true. These things don't necessarily matter to new players until they really start diving into it. I think that's probably a pretty good point. Initiator staying airborne lightly heals you. This feels like the Wrecking Ball gets to have health whenever he feels like, and the rest of them are just happy to be there. Doomfist maybe if he's doing a stall spot, but that's pretty niche. Winston is getting nothing out of this, other than he gets to jump a little earlier if he's not at full health. And Diva that's probably pretty good for her. This is one of my least favorite ones. I don't think this one makes a lot of sense and really is a bit of the haves and the have-nots. None of the dive tanks have knockback resistance anymore. That is good. I don't think that the biggest strength that characters have should be even bigger. Right? I think that is good. So I'm not I think getting weaknesses a little less like bad, I think that's good, but trying to strengthen what they already do really well, I think that is what was really making things hard. So not having knockback resistance on all your dive characters other than Hazard we're going to feel that. Like that is going to be really noticeable. And that is going to be noticeable on characters like probably like Roadhog and even like Orisa, maybe Zarya as well. Especially Zarya, who's got like a limited range. So you're going to feel that on those characters, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's actually pretty good. Okay, damage. Yo, Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks is the only person on in my Discord who might use it more than I do just to post their self promos, which is great. Thank you. Thank you. What am I thinking? We've got a bevy of thoughts, but right now we're talking about the role passes being kind of weird, kind of interesting. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. So the sharpshooter one, okay? Critical hits reduce your movement ability cooldowns. I'm interested to see how this scales. Does this scale with damage? Because think of it like this. Widowmaker is going to be hitting not many critical hits per second as a Sojourn or something, right? So does Widowmaker benefit less from this, or does she do more damage and then she can get her movement abilities back faster for the damage that she does, right? It's by percentage of your damage in seconds. Thank you. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. 0.75% of your damage in seconds. So that does matter. That's really, really good. That is, guys, that is so good for Widowmaker. That is so good for Widowmaker, right? Because Widowmaker does 150, and then how much we should be getting off that? It's just a percentage. It's less than a percentage. Maybe it ain't that good. But now that I'm doing the math, I thought it was like 75%. No, it's 0.75. That's probably not very good for Widow. Because her cooldown is really long. And that's something you have to remember. I always will say this, even if it's percentage based, characters with lower cooldowns will always benefit more than the characters with longer cooldowns when they have them reduced. It will always be that way. I know it's the same percentage, but it will always be that way. Sojourn will be uncatchable, yes. So the reason why I like this in theory is that it lets the snipers take more aggressive angles and be safer about it. But it's all skill based. You have to hit the shots. You could hit a shot on a tank and just, take, just to get your cooldown back, but then you're not like actually killing something. So it's like a risk versus reward thing. If you think you're not going to kill something, you might just want to take the easy way out. This is interesting. I like this. In theory, I think this could be, I think it's the coolest with Ashe. Cassidy is kind of nothing. Hanzo does matter, probably. Sojourn obviously is going to benefit the most out of this, but I think Ashe is like the most interesting design-wise. Widow in the same way, but I hate Widow, so I'm not going to give her any credit. So, flanker health packs restore more health. It depends on how much this is. Somebody probably has that. This is fine. It's a little boring. I wouldn't be opposed to having like a 10% taken off of your ability cooldowns for this, because I think that's just like a little more fun. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like whatever. It's gonna matter, but they are on some weird characters. Reaper is not a health pack character by an extra 75. Okay. Reaper's not a health pack character, so I don't really understand this one. Tracer, obviously. Vendetta is also not much of a health pack character. Maybe, I don't know. She obviously can use it. Everyone can use more health from health packs, let's be clear. But okay, that's whatever. We'll see if that one's obnoxious. They'll probably nerf. I can imagine they'll nerf that one, because if it's a flat rate, Tracer just fucking get owned. Goodbye. Sorry. She also still has the one where you get a health pack, you get a blank charge. So that is one of her perks. It's a major now, but it is still one of her perks. So I think they should probably do percentage health on that one, just because that's going to be obnoxious for Tracer. It's going to be probably not as good for Reaper, Specialist. Eliminating an enemy briefly increases your reload speed. This is boring as shit. Yeah, sub roles I don't think are trying to dictate how they play or pretend like they're any different. I think it's just a way to give them a passive that does help them in some regard, to more extent. I think reload speed is just, it's just boring. This is just boring. And this just feels like who else do we need? Junkrat needs something. Put him in the reload speed. Like, this is the catch-all. They do have a lot of DPS characters, so I'm not going to, really fault them on that, but I know they probably don't want damage to have, 7 different subcategories, but this is a little much. And then there's Recon. You detect enemies below half health through walls after damaging them. So I assume Freya's got a new perk, and I assume Sombra has a reworked passive, right? Maybe she doesn't, but I can only imagine she has a reworked passive as well. I do like how they've put the flyers, these kind of pseudo dive kind of pokey characters, and they've said you actually have a little bit more utility here. I like that. I think that's a really cool idea. So yeah, I do like Recon. I think what's it called? Wall hack abilities can be a little scary, but I feel like We've already had Freya's for a little bit, and that's a good ability, but I don't think it's game warping. So instead of reload speed, maybe it should be elims refund a percentage of ammo. Yeah, that could. I don't mean that might be a little too strong, because just getting more lethality just instantly might be a little much. That's probably why it's reload speed. But I could see something like that. Is there anybody that like kind of sticks out here? Not really to me, other than the ones in the flanker one. Stormbreaker can see ult who has ult, but she has to hack them, right? She has to hack somebody for that. Support, Tactician. You gain excess ultimate charge, which carries over after using your ultimate ability. Oh. Hold on. I gotta tell my sister I can't talk right now. Okay, well, I accidentally leaked her phone number, so please don't call her. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go edit this in the VOD. Okay, what was I talking about? You can gain excess ultimate charge, which carries over after using your ultimate ability. Anna, Bap, Jetpack Cat, Lucia's, and Yada. What are we feeling about this? I don't like this. I don't think I like this very much. You should use your ult. You should be encouraged to use your ult. Because what's gonna happen, I'm seeing it from a mile away. Okay? This is what's gonna happen every single time. A gold support player is going to pick a character with this. They're going to pick Anna. Okay, this is a perfect example. Anna. They're going to build a nano. They're going to build 25 to a nano. Okay. They're going to build 25 to a nano. Then they are going to use the nano. They're going to get 25 ult. Then they are going to build nano and then build 25 to a nano. So they're going to do 100 ult charge without passive on the 25, the extra 25, because it's not passive ult charge at that point. And then they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. And then it's not so the first time you use nano, they're going to not use it. Right? They're going to wait longer than they normally would to use it. And then every single time they use nano after, they're never going to use it any earlier. Which just completely gets rid of the point. I would scroll more if I could, but I'm out of room here, so I'll just make it a little smaller. Medic, healing allies with your weapon also heals you. This is my favorite. Because characters like, specifically Lifeweaver, it really is my favorite for Lifeweaver. He gets to go out on his own and flank and do whatever the fuck he wants, and he gets effective HP from it. I really like this for Lifeweaver. I think this is fine for Kiri. It's probably pretty good for her. I think Mercy, this is just what she has, so sure, whatever. And then Moira is okay. Moira is just sustaining when she's healing, so it's not really, doesn't really make that much sense. But I really do like it for Lifeweaver. I think this is pretty good for him. And then Survivor, using a movement ability, activates passive health regen. This is not as good as you think it is. If they take any damage, it goes away. So Brig, Iliari, Wuyong, Juno. Remember, like, let's say you get burned or something. This is actually, like, getting burned is really bad for these characters now because it eliminates their passive. So be mindful if you're playing one of these characters into like an on-run or something, you're just not getting any value out of this. That's important to know. I like this. I like this because it's powerful, but it is very limited. And I think that's a pretty good, that's a good trade-off. I'm totally fine with that. Could other characters have this ability? No. No, not really, I guess. So yeah, I think this is fine. I think there's not many of these that I come out that I'm like, I really like that overall, but I like the system that they've gone with here. So I'm okay. Yeah, Moira is going to self-heal with M1 and M2. I think that is a bit of a problem for Moira. So I would probably put Moira in Survivor over Medic. It just my 2 cents. I think that's a little lame for Moira in Medic. But they could do that, right? They could see that and then do that. Moira self-heal is without like 3 allies. That is fair, but she has other ways to self-heal herself, and if she has too much, then she's just going to be sustaining way longer than a Moira should be sustaining. Oh, hello. Sorry, my fucking virus on my computer. I need to delete that. The virus is popping up. So, okay. Thank you, Langston. Thank you, Langston. Everybody say thank you, Langston. So yeah,
new passives tailored directly to the skill set and combat style they bring to Overwatch. Damage heroes will now be spread among
how long? We've been going for an hour and a half.
And sharpshooter sub-roles.
There shouldn't be that much more to discuss. That was obviously the big stuff. Oh, we can talk about the cat. Frenetic flight, accelerate in your movement direction. Fuel recovery is slower while carrying another player. So passive is permanent flight. So the jetpack has permanent flight. They're always flying. But it's because this ability is like you have a fuel meter to go faster. So much leaking. I'm not leaking the idea that I have a vast antivirus downloaded onto my computer for me because another program bundled it together. Okay, that's not leaking anything, and I'm not leaking my personal information because it was my sister's phone number. Okay. Okay. Anyways, toggle into transport mode. Lifeline, toggle in transport mode, allowing an ally to be towed. Okay, so you can't, like, when you're trying to grab somebody, you can't, like, do anything, right? So you can't use any abilities when you're flying. Yeah, not being able to fly as far as fast with a teammate is probably a good idea. What I'd love to see is what if heavier characters consumed more fuel? That'd be funny. It also might be a good, like, balance thing. Next time, say it's a spam call. Yeah, that's why it has caller ID. I wish I could. Okay, listen. I couldn't get out of that situation. Pulsing area heal that increases in frequency over time. Whoa. Ally starts the tether. Yeah, I didn't know that. Pulsing area. Okay. Knockback. Oh, okay. Wait, I like this ability a lot because you get a knockback right away, but you don't get burst healing. The healing doesn't increase until later. So you kind of have to anticipate it a little bit, but if you guess wrong, you waste it. That's an interesting way to do an AoE ability. I think that's interesting. I'm here for that. And then their projectiles, they heal and they damage, so they work like Ana. Okay. And then the catnapper is the take. I think is the only way to get out of this if you kill her. Is that the only way you get out? You have to kill the cat. That's a evil screenwriting book. Kill the cat. If anyone gets that, that'd be crazy. But okay. I do think this design is pretty interesting. We do have some perks to look at. Quick melee becomes empowered every 6 seconds, wounding enemies for 50. I would not want to get anywhere near another character on this character. That seems not great. I never expected a multi-hero release ever. I never thought that would ever happen. So gain up to, oh no. Everybody see this minor? Gain up to 75 extra shield health while carrying another hero. Are we all seeing that? I want to point that out. So this character goes to 300 health while they're carrying another hero. Way harder to kill. This seems like a must take. Must take. That seems broken. I'm now scared. I'm now upset. Phonetic Flight can knock back an enemy on impact. Okay, well, I was trying to
Next, there will be
trying to see the
medic.
Oh, that's everyone's perks, isn't it? Hold on. Freya's got a new one,
which will have unique new passives tailored directly to the skill set and combat style they bring to Overwatch. Damage heroes will now be spread.
So her new one is no. This got changed. This was a major. So she has a different additional charge. But I don't like what might be under there. How did I miss that? That was the fastest.
The skill set and combat style they bring to Overwatch. Damage heroes will now be spread amongst
the recon, second I see her.
Flanker.
There we go. Smolder. Ignited enemies burn for 1.5 seconds longer. Come on, man. That's going to be obnoxious. Gain 60 overhealth for each enemy ignited by your ultimate. Only your ultimate? Does that count for the death one? It should, right? So she could revive, hit people with the explosion, and then come back with overhealth? That's scary. That's a scary precedent. Short fuse. Impacting an enemy with Inferno Rush reduces cooldown by 1.5 seconds. Okay. 1.5 seconds. I don't know how long that cooldown is, but that's a little scary. And I can't see the other one. This might have been a bit of a fool's errand. God damn it.
Set and combat style they bring to Overwatch. Damage heroes will now be spread amongst recon, flanker, specialist.
Which one was Smolder? Was that the 1.5 seconds longer? I agree with you. Okay. Onray or Emray, I can't remember. Is it an N or an M? His name's not on here. Override protocol, what is that? That's the ult. Override light round slow enemies. That seems Siphon blast movement speed bonus is increased by 20%. Come on, man. That's like, you have to take that. You have to take that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's even an option. Heat sink, direct hits with Siphon blast, refund heat, and something. Okay, well, I didn't really get much out of that.
And sharpshooter sub-rolls. Next, there will be survivor.
Okay, I can see all of these. This is nice. Wellspring, Remedy Aura resource generation is increased by 25%. Boring, probably good enough. You don't have to get too in there to get it. Sure. Hitting an enemy with Binding Chain increases your damage dealt to them by... Whoa! That could be really good. Is it just your... I assume it's just your damage dealt. I don't know how much damage this guy does. Oh, trust me, I'm going to have a... When my perks video is done, probably in a couple months here, I'll have a lot to say on perks. I have a lot of thoughts. Resonant Return. Healing Casa bounces one additional time. Each bounce increases its healing by 10. So you're only adding whatever the Healing Casa does to the first ally, you're only adding 10 to that. That doesn't seem great. And this doesn't seem like a character... This character already has AoE healing. Do you need what's effectively more? I mean, I guess you are getting another hero out of it. I don't know. Are you going to be that grouped up with this character? I feel like this is still going to be more of like a Lucia situation. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know how I feel about that one. Oh, I guess my thing is in the way. And then quick step. While Katashiro Return is active, allies within Remedy Aura gain 25% increased movement speed. Why do you need movement speed inside this circle that doesn't move? I guess you would totally take the other one. These perks seem a little underwhelming overall.
Medic and tacticians.
Well, I guess I probably should have.
Lastly, do you prefer...
Okay. After using Barrier Array, restore 50 shields and activate passive health regeneration. It's probably fine. You get a little bit of guaranteed health out of it, so it's okay. Increase the range of Proton Magnum. I think you have to take that, right? It's already super long. That seems way better. Enemies hit by Crystal Charge's explosion are slowed. That's really good. That's super good. And then Barrier Array can be used as a wall to stun enemies with sonic repulsors with 100% damage increase. Oh, I saw Spilo try to use this. That seems so niche. I think you always take that disruptive detonation one, 100%. And you take the longer range too. So then you can like assassinate people from further away. That seems like the best combo.
Maybe a stalwart tank? Maybe a bruiser instead.
Anybody, any... Spotter is a mind beam generates energy. What? 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 Does anybody else see that? Does anybody else see that shit? Oh, you can't see it because the chat's in the way. Wait. No. That's awful. No. We cannot have Zarya getting energy while she's dealing damage. Then she's no longer a 2-stage character. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Oh my god. Wait. Okay, hold on. We gotta go back to the rest of the heroes because if we miss something big like that...
Will have unique new passives
Oh my god, that's so good.
Damage heroes will now be spread amongst recon,
I don't like that.
Specialist, and sharpshooter.
Oh, we don't get much here. And these are the same. The slide is there. And okay, hers look the same.
Next, there will be Survivor, Medic.
Okay. Mercy gains 100 over health after casting Resurrect. That's real. Mercy's travel speed by 15% after canceling Guardian Angel. Is that new? Anyone know? Anyone know? I don't know Mercy perks. I think that might be new. Caduceus Staff gets a secondary fire, links to a nearby ally, and then Flash Heal. Okay, that's kind of nothing. Nothing on the screen is new.
And tactician supports. Lastly, do you prefer to be a stalwart tank? Maybe a bruiser instead that charges into battle. Or are you more of an...
Okay. Hold. Bunny power. Okay. Hitting boosters. Hitting an enemy with boosters deals 40% increased damage. Okay, it's still here. That one's still here. And okay, all the Diva's perks are still here. Yes. Okay. Man. That's crazy, dude. I cannot believe this character is a fucking demon right now. Demon. I love Diva. I love playing Diva. This character is fucked up. I cannot believe they did not change her perks. That's crazy.
Initiator, attacking the backline. Because sub-roles may change how you approach some of your favorite heroes, we're adjusting some perks as well.
SMH
Over the
my
last
head,
year,
bro.
perks have had a huge impact on how you approach matchups, and we're continuing to explore not only how to tweak them for better balance, but also for the most fun way to play Overwatch. Beyond perks, later this year, we're looking at reworking some of the classic heroes.
Classic heroes. Doomfist is getting reworked, right? Because his arm is gone.
We'll have more details on the heroes and new abilities ahead of Season 3.
I honestly don't know who they would rework. There's plenty of characters I want them to, but I don't know who they'd go for.
To usher in the reign of Talon, we need your help. In Season 1, we're introducing a new...
This is fun.
Meta event
this
where
is
you
cool.
can fight for a side and get rewarded for it. Each week, you'll pick your allegiance...
I'm surprised the rewards are different, because only one side can win, right? Or does it just do the Talon versus Overwatch 5 different times over the season? You have 5 different chances to pick the right thing. So, because you can get both. That's weird. That's kind of strange.
Overwatch
how do we feel about the UI? I feel like it's a little harsh. I don't know how else to describe it. I feel like the colors are like very they're very dark and just they're a little overbearing. Like I think some of the animations look nice, and I do think it's easier to read from a glance, but I don't know. I think this UI, I don't know how I feel about it.
A new meta event where you can fight for a side and get rewarded for it. Each week, you'll pick your
I think it looks
Overwatch
fine.
Talent, accepting.
I think for the old UI, always takes time to warm up. Yeah, it always takes some time, right? I think it looks fine. I'm not too upset about it. Do you get these skins? What is this? Oh, the phase rewards are just whatever this bullshit is. Yeah, you'll always prefer how it used to be. I think a lot in time we're going to see if it's more usable, right? Yeah, I think everyone's kind of in the same boat. We'll probably be okay with it in a couple months, but for right now, it's scary because we've been playing this game for a decade, and it has not really changed.
Rewards will then be given out at the end of each week to the faction with more successful missions. So you'll have 5 weeks to try and win on both teams.
The old menus could be very bright, especially when you tab down. You're like,
change things up mid-phase and not.
Or not tab down. You hit escape.
Alone.
I have no idea what is going on.
Gibraltar rework.
All of this, we
excited.
have other amazing updates coming in the next few months.
The Antarctic Peninsula rework comes out in one season more. I'm pretty sure, right?
Our team has outdone themselves. From jetpack cats soaring through the skies to online blazing through enemies.
Anything in
the
this
silhouette,
section?
the animation, the artistry, all next level with these new heroes.
Bringing to life Domina's unique abilities like her hard light wall.
Colors would be great as I play in HDR.
Allowing her designers to create visually striking skills.
I'm kidding.
And keep a close eye on Imri's
I play in 4K because I like to play in full screen, and if I play anything under what my monitor is capable of, it fucking goes ballistic on me. So I have to play in 4K.
Since we're bringing in 5 new heroes all at once, we wanted to make sure their silhouettes were visually clear, regardless of your skill level. From concept through the final look in game, I am so proud of everyone on the team.
And we cannot wait for you all to experience this amazing work once Season 1 launches. But beyond new heroes, this year brings us stunning new skins for Talon, Overwatch, and everything in between.
We've always experimented with different battle pass themes.
Oh, I like that. I mean, this is just concept art, but...
And for Season 1, we're making the story come alive through the...
Oh, okay, so I saw the Battle Pass. I don't like many of the skins this Battle Pass. It looks a little underwhelming for their big Season 1.
The team has some truly beautiful things coming for you all. Perfect for a rainy day or to celebrate Valentine's.
Loot boxes are being refreshed. All regular shop skins from the last...
Okay, guys, exactly. The refresh, obviously.
Last 6 seasons are being added to the loot box pool.
4K max settings. I would do max settings if... Listen, when I have to stream, we start dropping some shit because I'm streaming at 4K on this computer natively, and my computer is like, hey, bud, can we calm down a little bit? So...
Now, this doesn't include things like collabs or mythics, but you can get DokiWatch skins. Now, I might be biased, I worked on some of these, but it is so refreshing to use a skin about kicking ass while also looking cute.
Or could you say cute but deadly?
You could, but I like my description.
Oh, is that a Sanrio reference?
We're introducing a new Overwatch esports loot box.
What the fuck does this mean? What is an Overwatch esports loot box?
Celebrating the history of our competitive scene.
Every season this year.
So you just get the old skins, like the old skins that aren't available to purchase anymore. You can roll them in loot boxes. I have most of them. Other than many of the recolors, I literally have like all the original runs of the Overwatch League skins. Also, when I did see this, I did not realize these were 2 different segments, so I thought that you could get a OWCS Mercy skin in the loot box, and I was like, what does that have to do with anything? That's just the mythic, unfortunately.
There will be 2 mythic hero skins coming your way.
Season 1 kicks off with an all-new Mercy...
Oh, you're right, I didn't think about that. You wouldn't just get legendaries, you'd get like all the team ones. Wait, that's cool. Wait, that's actually really cool. I like that. I think that's cool.
Celestial Guardian. This idea came up and the team was like, dude, we gotta make this.
Alongside
what the fuck does that mean? Hold on. This idea came up when the team was like, dude, we gotta make this. What, that Mercy is an angel? Was that the idea? You couldn't say anything else about this. They tried to justify giving Mercy another mythic skin and they didn't say fucking anything.
The all-new Mercy Celestial Guardian. This idea came up and the team was like, dude, we gotta make this.
Alongside it, we have...
Sorry. Oh my god. Juno mythic weapons, sure.
And mid-season, May will let you hop online for our first mythic hero skin.
Over the next few seasons, new mythic hero skins will be released for Soldier 76, Ilari,
he doesn't
and
have
name a few,
one.
while mythic weapon skins for Genji,
Yeah,
Hanzo,
he's
and
got a
Sojourner
weapon.
are on the way.
Some of the most fun skins we get to make each season are for collabs. And there's some absurdly fun ones coming this year. The first one fills us with nostalgia in the most kawaii of ways.
When playing Overwatch, we could always use a friend or two to watch our backs. So who better to help kick off this new year than some super cute friends of ours?
Anyone know anything about Sanrio? I don't. I think this Juno skin's fine. I definitely thought it was Strawberry Shortcake when I saw her. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think these skins look underwhelming as shit. Like, not like, take out the fact that I don't really care about Sanrio at all. I just don't like these like headpieces that they've got on. They just look weird. I don't think their outfits are great. I'm not a big fan of this line. Lucio did get a collab skin, and I think his is probably one of the better ones of it. I do like the Juno skin. I think this one does look nice. But like, I don't know. I'm not inspired. Yeah. Okay, well, I can talk about the cosmetics now that we're here. Guys, we got to give up. Just give up. We understand how this works. There's going to be the characters that always get skins, and then sprinkled in are the other characters, right? Like the lessers, you know? And we don't really have data, but I'm sure they have plenty of data behind the scenes about what characters, you know, play rates and like, you know, money percentage. And I understand the fallacy of like, well, if you don't give them skins, you don't give them opportunities to buy them. Well, every character has had skins that are purchasable, and they look at that data and they're like, you know, Lucio doesn't really sell. You know, even if he doesn't get like a new skin, if he gets like a recolor, his recolors don't sell as well as other characters' recolors, you know, and stuff like that. So, like, oh my gosh, can you guys hear my brother? It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. We have to accept it, and we just have to pray that the character that don't get many skins just randomly roll in whatever season or whatever you want them to. And I feel like we all accept this reality in the back of our minds. We just pretend like we don't, like we just kind of don't want to. But I mean, that's just how it works. So sorry to say. That's my 2 cents. Venture is getting a peak skin, so I can't be upset. Yeah, if that concept art becomes real. Yeah, it's the whale effect, right? It's the reason why like Ari has so many skins in League, because people will buy them, and they will buy them even if they're $500. So yeah, I don't play Bat, but I bought his shop skin in Solidarity since I have a Curie main. I did buy the Archangel bundle. Mainly because BAP finally got a skin, but also they looked pretty nice overall. I thought they were pretty good, but wasn't there a Mercy skin in there? I don't even know. I got it for the Sigma and the Freya and the BAP. Just want a Lucio mythic? Keep dreaming. Yeah, I agree with you. Why does Lucio not get skins? He's very recognizable. He is a young... He's young, he's based on music. Like, he should at least be getting some more. I just think I think his play rates are really low, especially in the demographics that would buy more skins. That's important, right? They probably look and go, what ranks or what types of players buy skins? And whoever does the most, they look at play rates and buy rates and everything and appeal to them. Yeah, I mean, it's business. You know, the second that this went to a buy skins model instead of open loot boxes that you can barely like pay for, like you can't pay for individual skins, it was over. Like, we knew this was going to happen. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is just skins, but it is a slap in the face. I agree. But when you monetize the characters, you have to live with the idea that they're going to be monetized and that they are going to be desired like products rather than existing in a cast of characters as a collective. They are now individual pieces, and you have to go with whatever is making the money. So that's the problem. It is the model. if Overwatch had never swapped to the free to play, like you a la carte everything model, everyone would have all the skins and they'd be amazing, and there'd be a way more even distribution. But of course, we just don't live in that world. So I don't know. There's not much more I can do. I knew double mythics were going to happen eventually. I'm honestly surprised it took them this long. And honestly, I think them doing 2 a season is definitely an excuse to start doubling them up more. So jetpack cat skins are going to sell like crazy. Getting a actual animal that has a bunch of different breeds that you can make skins that have different breeds. Infinite cash. Oh, that jetpack cat looks like my cat in real life. Rake it in. Rake it in. Yeah, pick rate probably isn't actually considered, but I do think people pick Iliari more in lower ranks. But yeah, I think it is really just buy rate. It's probably less so pick rate. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why they're trying to add more heroes, because they're trying to find more cash cows. On run for sure. I can only imagine the guy, the other support guy will make a lot of money. And I think the other two, other than the cat, they probably won't be the most profitable ever, but yeah. How do we boost our buy rate if we don't have anything to buy? Well, that's the problem. There were things to buy that weren't good products, and they kind of probably use that as like well, they don't want a reskin of a skin from 5 years ago. I guess Lucio players don't spend money. Iliari is a little underrated, but yeah. Also, I thought this was Candy Crush for a couple seconds, and I was like, uh-oh.
Prove your skill. I'm in the mood. Be aggressive.
Called us broke. I don't know. Oh, design. Yeah, complications in design is part of it, but that theory kind of falls apart when you see how many skins D.Va gets, because D.Va is the hardest to make. Barring maybe Ramatra. Ramatra might actually be the hardest to make skins for. Also, yes, there are a lot more cute kind of skins. Yeah, they are definitely going for a cozy audience. I honestly thought they were about to do a Sailor Moon collab, like a proper one, when they were announcing this one as well. This trailer is long. They really put a lot of juice into that one.
That was awesome.
So cute.
Done an amazing job with this collab. You'll see unique textures that bring the spirit of our Sanrio friends to life in ways we've never tried before.
The collaboration goes live when Season 1 launches on February 10th.
After 10 years, we felt that the general look and vibes of our menu screens were due for a bit of a refresh.
Okay, they're gonna go a little bit more in the menu, but we talked about it, so I'll probably just watch it through.
Play cards, global navigation, hero galleries, social.
What do we feel? They're building this menu for a lot more heroes in it. Those icons are small as shit. What is this? PH? The fuck does that mean?
Panel.
Anyone see that?
It's not just a refresh. It's a full transformation. We want your experience navigating in-game.
Okay, I want to see that. I want to see what that looks like.
You name it.
It's not just a refresh. It's a full...
So their idea is that they don't want you to have to like back out of modes. They want you to just like work queued up, like a lot of other games work, where you just kind of like click the game mode and then you just can swap it very naturally. PH is like acidity. I gotta kill you. In real life, I'm coming. Sorry. You can't escape.
Transformation. We want your experience navigating.
Okay. So this looks very similar. Custom games is now in more game modes. It does feel a little mobile, and maybe there's a reason for that.
In-game between matches.
So yeah, look at this. So you get into lobby and then you pick your mode, which I think streamlines it a little bit.
To be streamlined, making it easier and quicker.
That's kind of nice. So we don't have to keep going back in and out and like choose your role and do all that shit. Multiple menus. Yeah, there was also I have a thought, like a prayer. I'm hoping that it's easier to get into while you wait, because sometimes I get a little confused about when I'm allowed to actually like click a while you wait option. I feel like it should be on the main menu, not me going and clicking on the mode I'm queued up for and then hitting while you wait. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that they actually fix that, because that has been annoying me since Overwatch 2 launched.
To get wherever you want to go.
This includes fixing long-standing.
I do like this. The challenges aren't their own, like they aren't their own menu. They're just right there that you like pop out on the main menu. I do like that. I think that's clean, and it gets rid of an extra tab that you don't necessarily need. I assume you'll still be able to pull it up during a game, but this is nice.
Complaints. Imagine a future where you can back out of screens without frustration, and finding matches feels smoother than ever before.
It is funny to be like, imagine a future where you can use the menus properly.
We're also adding a new notification hub to consolidate all of your updates and messages.
I don't know what the fuck they need this for, to be honest with you. This feels a little whatever,
such
but
as live game issues, reporting updates, and Face It tournament invites. We're also revamping the visual look of Stadium, specifically making items easier to.
So this just looks the same to me, other than some more icons being added. Any Stadium heads think this looks that much different? You can filter a little better, maybe? The icons have color now. What? Oh, like the pictures do. Okay. It is a little nicer on the eyes, I will say.
Fine and understand.
This is a cleaner, prettier, and a more intuitive experience.
It definitely is. This being.
I had to rename career profile to progression in the current menu. Yeah, because they still call it career profile in other parts when you like right click someone's name. It's a little confusing.
In the first season of 2026, you know what that means. The start of the new competitive year. With 5 new heroes joining us.
Guys, could I have guessed that the competitive reward would be red? Because the Talon red? Yeah, I could have, but I didn't, because I wanted to be different. I was very wrong.
New competitive skin for Talon's leader.
Yeah, a tournament mode. They've talked about this a lot. I think there are a lot more logistics that go into it than just like create a tournament. Like I think they would want to have tournaments running all the time, and then they have to figure out looking for group stuff, and that I feel like that's a tough thing to add. So maybe we'll get that in the future, but I cannot imagine we'll get it anytime soon. But now we have more esports. We have World Cup coming back, and OWCS is ramping up even more. China is getting one. Oh, we're gonna get one eventually then. If China is getting an in-game system, like actually in-game, not like a third party that like a Chinese third party doing it, then I assume we would get it. I don't see why not. You know what I said? I said this years ago in my cosmetic video. They should make competitive rewards that they should finish up the weapon inspect animations or like the thumbs down emotes per character and add those as like competitive rewards, because they definitely have some of them ready to go. You know, that could be like a fun thing. Obviously the competitive rewards are easy just to put like a texture on a weapon, or but if they wanted to put a little bit more effort in, I think something that's a little more like personalized to the character you're picking would go a long way, like an animation, an emote or something. Obviously that's a lot of work, especially now that the game is going to have 50 characters.
Well, former leader, Doomfist.
Updated competitive titles are here. Title rarities being applied to the entire system.
What the fuck is this? What the hell am I looking at? What the fuck is this 33,000 number?
And for those of you that reach Challenger tier, we'll add dynamic titles showing your individual finish.
Challenger is Stadium, right? Has all this been Stadium rewards? No. This has been comp.
Also bringing in Challenger tier icons awarded every rank reset.
Oh, Challenger score. Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, they're not getting rid of it. The That's right. Fuck. We'll see how that goes. I can only imagine they'll make some changes. How did we get here? Where do we go from here?
Transformation. Get reporting updates. Communicate critical updates.
Oh, wait.
Start how we do it. Formerly.
Those of you that reach Challenger tier will add dynamic title showing your individual finish. We're also bringing in Challenger tier icons awarded every rank reset.
Surely they're going to change how it works a little bit, the system.
Being a multiplayer game, we're focused on making Overwatch even more
It's also a new system. You have to remember. Obviously, they could just get rid of it, but I think it's something that they want to keep tweaking. And I did see Gavin talking about it with Spilo earlier, so they understand that it is a flawed, like, it's implemented in a bad way.
In a future season, one of the most requested features is making a comeback.
Players have a lot of nostalgia for the end of match voting cards, and we can always
This is
use a
fun.
bit more
This is fun. We actually did talk about this.
So as you can see, these aren't
but
cards
it's fun
anymore.
that it's like your what's it called? Your victory emote, victory pose. This is cool. Or it's just an emote actually. These are real emotes. I like this. I like this a lot. So, okay, were they lying when they said they consulted pros about the Challenger system before they made it to see what they wanted? Am I insane? Like, am I insane? Anyone know that? I thought they said that they talked to top 500 players and were like, this is something that we would want. And then it just came out in like a horrible state. Yeah, no one said anything good about it. I'm saying I thought before they released it, they had talked to people. Did they talk to like Custa, who's on the balance team? Yeah, because nobody has said like I worked on that or they talked to me. Maybe they were getting feedback. They probably just got feedback that was more generic, and then we're like, oh, these are what the people said, so we're gonna like, we think we know what they want, and they got it wrong. Here's the thing, they naturally have decay now because of season resets being like every half a year, right? Top 500 was not bad enough. I do think there's some value in trying to get people to play more, but it is a skill ranking. It's not a participation contest. So, I don't know.
Match accolades will now show your full 3D hero model. There will be even easier access to endorsements. Heroic endorsements will let you highlight the clutch plays and great teamwork moments.
We're also introducing new cards that highlight standout moments, think match-altering saves, strategic plays, and more. Expect multi-endorsements and heroic recognition. These will be a cornerstone of our systems update.
Next up, it's the new praise feature.
Exactly. They probably asked for problems and came up with their own solutions. That's probably the best way to put it.
You'll be able to add it directly to your comms wheel.
This plays unique VO lines for your hero, offering praise and positivity. Perfect for when someone gets a team kill, or maybe just when your Genji ults.
Yeah, there's always been camping, but I think that might be like not a solvable issue. At least this solution is a really bad way to do it.
And drives.
Now, we can't have the Reign of Talon without our queen herself joining the lineup. Vendetta, the Colossea's greatest
Vendetta
champion,
is coming. Oh, there is a character in season 1. It's Vendetta for Stadium. I'm sure everyone's thrilled.
Let's be honest. Stadium can feel intimidating compared to core Overwatch. So we are introducing the Hero Builder. Smart recommendations that guide you through creating your ultimate hero fantasy.
We want to remove some of the complexity.
Okay. Has been one of the biggest
formative.
I don't really have anything to say about this. This is the new animation. Is this part of like a larger thing, or did they just make this for like 30 seconds of Winston looking at ships?
This is the beginning of a new year, a new chapter.
We're probably going to see that a little later.
Overwatch. We've never done anything like this before. From dropping 5 new heroes in one season to launching the first in our series of year-long story arcs. Overwatch is a living universe that keeps growing, keeps surprising, and keeps bringing players together from around the world. This team is focused on continually delivering these great experiences.
I know they say a little bit of stuff at the end here, but I can't remember.
Overwatch is a game that transcends any single number. So moving forward, we're dropping the 2 and continuing simply
it's Overwatch.
As Overwatch.
The thing that hit me so hard when I joined is how much Team 4 cares about these heroes.
I don't want to hear from a producer, man. I don't give a fuck.
It has been inspiring to be a small part of this, and I'm so excited to be here now.
I don't care about producers
from around the world.
At least when they're talking about the art.
To kick off the next 10 years and really the future of this game.
You don't make this game.
We have so much else coming. We couldn't cover it all here, and here's just a few of those things.
For Nintendo players, we're releasing the Switch 2 version of
You guys are getting a Switch 2 stream. I hope you understand. I hope you know that. I'll probably make a Switch 2 video because my Switch 1 video did pretty well. Although the Switch 2 is probably not going to be as funny. It's just going to be like, wow, this works really well. So maybe it's not the most interesting, but you will get a Switch 2 stream for sure. I'll probably do it pretty close to launch.
Overwatch when Season 2 launches.
For fans of esports, there is a massive year ahead.
The OWCS is kicking off this week with a boot camp.
At least, you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. At least they are trying to connect. And trying to connect in any capacity, like, you're opening yourself up to a lot more criticism that's directed at you that might not be, you know, warranted. I know I play TFT, or I used to, and Mort Dog was very vocal and did things on his YouTube channel where he ran down patch notes and talked about his thought process and all of this stuff. It was so many resources that he gave the community, and everyone shit on him all the time because he was the guy. He was the guy that everyone thought of when they thought TFT. And whenever anything was bad, they would go blame him. They'd go in his stream and harass him and go to his comments and everything like that. And he like stopped doing it because it's just too much, right? So I think it's actually kind of brave of them to like do it like this. Does it feel a little forced? Absolutely. They're definitely pulling people from the team and going, you're going to be on camera now. And they have like no training or little direction. But I think it's fine. I think it's better to hear from developers than just have a massive corporate entity be the thing that we are trying to pretend to communicate with. So I'm not like, I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a deal. I won't get into it all now, but I do subscribe to the thing of like, players don't necessarily know what they want. They know what they want, but they don't know what's good for the game, I think is the better way to put it. So like when it sounds like they aren't listening, they definitely hear you. They just might have different reasons for not implementing it, whether that's time or if it's like a double head, like it's not actually gonna do what you think it'll do. They're the ones who make the video games. I trust them more because they have made video games and continue to do it. So yeah, I'll be mad if I don't like their decisions, but you know, I don't make the game. So even if the reasoning is something or even if the reasoning isn't something I agree with, I'd rather hear it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because then at least we know where their head's at, and then we can work with them from there. You know, I think it's easier to get on the same wavelength and try to go to one like destination if we know where we're starting from. And yeah, they do have different priorities, and they have to keep everyone in mind. So yeah, sometimes they might just experiment. Like, what are you going to do about it? And I think that's not a bad thing either. I'm glad they're trying. We're in a huge bubble. Yeah, we've got our own communities, but we also have our own perception of what we think is possible, right? Sometimes there's a lot of stuff like whenever I try to pitch solutions, I try to be very cognizant of like what's actually feasible, right? Or what they would want to do even, or what Blizzard would allow them to do, anything like that. Like you do have to like keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're thinking about what's going to happen. Dude, Gavin Winter, every time there's an event or anything, he beelines it for Spylo. And they talk for like an hour and a half. And he also like he tells it a little straight. He'll be like, well, in my opinion, that system is bad. In my opinion, I didn't like that call. And I think that's really refreshing from a developer. We also are the minority. Yeah, we are the minority. And I actually think my community probably skews a little more casual than most people in the quote unquote analysis portion. And we definitely are in the minority because we actually engage with Overwatch outside of playing it and then posting a TikTok where we're like, my Widowmaker said, we need heals, so I just used the pistol the rest of the game. You know what I mean? So Japan has a gigantic Overwatch player base. They love it over there. It's crazy. I never thought that. I don't think it's always been that way. I think it's kind of a semi-recent development. Maybe it's all because of Tayo. Maybe we have Tayo to blame. Not to blame, to thank. Spilo is chill. He's fair, and he also hears them out, and he also isn't a doomer because he's older. Well, I think he's like on the Gen Z millennial like line, but he acts older. Like he acts like a level-headed person that doesn't have TikTok brain rot. So that's why I like listening to him. Even if I find I like listening to Spilo a lot, and I've been watching him for a very long time, so I say this with love in my heart. He's a little cringe whenever he tries to be a personality, but it's fine. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Sometimes it feels like being entertaining like that doesn't come naturally to him, and that's not a problem. I like him for his analysis. Anyways, you chat amongst yourself. We'll finish this off. There's not really much more.
Before the full season launch in March, concluding at the end of the year with the World Finals in China.
Sorry, can I get a LAN in North America, please? Can I please get a LAN in North America, please? Can I please get a LAN in North America, please? Hey, thank you.
OWCS isn't the only thing esports has cooking. With the return of BlizzCon in September comes another Overwatch World Cup. This tournament is a celebration of the global passion and sense of true
Is this in North America?
You all bring.
Is this in This is in California, isn't it? Fuck.
To Overwatch. And for the technical fans out there,
we do have
the tools behind the game, and you're going to start seeing even greater details on your favorite heroes.
From customized eye highlights to a new ambient.
Okay, I gotta say something. I actually have to say something about this. What pisses me off so much is when people are like, a lot of people found this one to be underwhelming, the spotlight, right? And they go and joke about it and be like, oh, they didn't change the game completely to 6v6 and completely uproot everything they've done for years. But don't worry, there's new cloth physics. Yeah, man, those are equivalent things. They chose cloth physics over changing the whole game to 6v6. Okay, awesome. I know you're making a joke, but your joke is not funny because it does not come from a place of any kind of logic or reason. You're just mad to be mad. Sorry, it had to be said. That shit pisses me off so bad. You can be funny, but I feel like when you just start equating things wrong, things that don't go together, then it's just not very genuine, and I don't find the humor to land because it just seems like you're baiting. You're worried the PC won't be able to handle the cloth and hair physics. I promise you, the engineers have been working on the optimization. I understand what's happening right now with the optimization. They're always working on it. That's what Gavin said. They never put it in patch notes, optimization. They're just always constantly working on it. I think it's going to be fine. It'll iron itself out. I say that. A dev team will work tirelessly to get it better, and then it will fix itself. I promise. It's going to be fine. Overwatch is extremely well optimized. They always have engineers working on that shit. So.
Lighting system and improved cloth and hair physics, or should we say fur physics?
Blizzard is committed to the future of Overwatch, exploring more ways to play, experience, and celebrate.
What would I give this a letter grade of?
So be on the lookout for more updates in the coming months.
We are thrilled for you all.
I think this is a 7, but it has a see me after class on it. You're like barely passing, but we got to talk. You know what I mean? Like I'm positive. I think you're in the right direction, but I would like to make sure that we continue in the right direction. Extreme people are hard to deal with. Yeah, exactly. And you kind of have to just like ignore them. But they are a very vocal minority, especially because they have platforms, because a lot of them are streamers or highly ranked players who just get a platform just by sheer luck of being in YouTube videos of other people and, whatever. Do you remember what you would have given the last spotlight on First Reaction? Probably a little less. I think the last Spotlight was more exciting because there was just more new, like, really new stuff, right? Like new game modes and new systems and everything. So I guess it was more exciting. But the last Spotlight, I mean, it was stuff that I didn't really want. And it could have been worse, but it definitely could have been better. So I probably give the last one like a 6. You know? Yeah, maybe I would have given it more in the moment. That's probably like a better way to put it. Oh, that's right. Hero bans and map voting. Hero bans were a good thing, but I always was scared of map voting. I never agreed with the idea. And it sounds like Gavin Winter also doesn't like map voting very much, from what I heard on his stream. Or Spylo's stream, should I say. Is there anything else that they've said? Like, I guess I could scroll through their Twitter account, but if I don't have to do that, does anybody have any other things that they found interesting? Having 5 new heroes does instantly help. Guys, you're gonna get a lot of videos. You're gonna get a lot of videos out of me in the coming weeks, so just be prepared. Gibraltar visual update. Oh, it's not a map rework. Aaron Keller says AI sucks. Well, yeah, he has integrity, believe it or not. Believe it or not, he has more integrity than you might think. I appreciate it. What the fuck did you do? I didn't realize you messaged me a clip. Hold on, everyone. There's a clip of my live stream that we're about to everyone sit down and watch.
Celestial Guardian. This idea came up and the team was like, dude, we gotta make this.
Oh, what the fuck does that mean? Hold on. This idea came up when the team like, had 2 more interviews. Yeah, what, I'll probably see Mercy his videos. I'll listen to them tomorrow. Was that the idea? You couldn't say anything else about this. They tried to justify giving Mercy another mythic skin, and they didn't say. Yeah, I'm not gonna like react to the interviews or anything like that because that's like way more in the nitty gritty. Tomorrow I'll just be playing Onron and playing with Onron, of course. I think it does suck that we're not at least getting an extra tank. You know what I mean? Like we're just getting like 2 for out of the 10, which is like proportionally correct. But I wish we'd gotten 3 just because we, you know, are down 1 a little bit right now from the stuff. Sorry if you guys can hear some bleed. They did make it so that 5 people can stack all the new heroes, and I think that's brilliant. Especially back to fixing OBS. What happened? What'd I do? Did I accidentally exit out of something? The amount of times people vote Blizzard World just for people not to know how to play the map. Yeah, that's the classic. People don't know how to play the maps that they like want to play. You don't know how to play it. Play a fucking map that you know how to play. You know how to play Flashpoint. I know you fucking think you don't. You do. You do not know how to play Blizzard World. You do not know how to play Eichenwalde. They do not play themselves. I don't think any map plays itself, but you know, those in particular, you have to be much more methodical. Sorry, I'm clearing my Discord notifications as well. Get this shit off me. Dion Rogers, we'll get to Lucio. I don't hate Blizzard World. I think Blizzard World first is really bad. I think second is interesting. I like the structure in the middle a lot. It's like one of the most like unique points in the game. But Blizzard World first is really bad. The way that like I think about it is that like if your payload in particular, but any map, if your map, you have a tough thing to get through, a choke, high ground or whatever, and you're able to get through it. And the next thing that the defense has to do gives them the same, if not more, advantage. That's when those maps fucking suck. Blizzard World, you have a really tough choke to get through in front of that statue. If you're able to get through it, the defense can so easily kite away and get up to Blizzard World first is maybe the most defensible point in the entire game. That wall that you have to hard swing around on either side to get through, matched with a high ground on the opposite side that you're not allowed to access, is fucking ridiculous. Like, the best ones are like, think about King's Row first, where you get through the first choke, and then you have a high ground to work with, a high ground that you can get to the other high grounds, right? You have a good, like, bit more neutral fight on the point. You're not, like, going into another super bad defense, right? That, I feel like that is when payload is at its best, where the attackers are getting more and more into advantageous positions as they get through the harder stuff. But if it keeps getting hard or the same level of difficulty every single time you get through a bad spot, that's when there's a problem. Yeah, Blizzard World first is so ridiculously easy to full hold on complete accident. You do not know how to play Blizzard. You don't have to know how to play Blizzard World first to accidentally do it. You're so right. One of the maps that I really hate is Shambali because it's just right angle after right angle after right angle. You go through the first right angle, they fall back to a high ground in a better spot. You get to the next right angle, it's completely uphill. You get up the next right angle, they've got high grounds, and it's more uphill. And they have a mega room that they can like play in. It is, I hate it. I hate it. And they can use the cart as the most effective cover in the game, and I don't know how. Then you get through that choke, and you have to do 2 more exact right angles going completely uphill, and then guess what, you're going 2 more right angles again. it's ridiculous. Why can the payload maps not be a little more like, can the cart not move a little bit more like this instead of like this? And some decent flank routes, for God's sakes, on those maps. Shambali is worse than Circuit and Havana. It's definitely worse than Circuit. I don't know if I'd say Havana. I think Havana is... I like Havana second. I think Havana second is fine. This was a very good short stream. Shut the fuck up. I can't stop talking. I'm a yapper. We all know this. I mean, if you're an old head, you know how long I'll just draw out those old videos and then don't edit them down. I think... Okay, here's what I'll say about Eichenwald, the first point. I think it's fine. It could be a little better, but I think it's fine. Eichenwald is second. One of the most interesting points in the game, but also one of the fucking worst. God. Awful. Eichenwald second is awful, and third is not much better. In fact, I think Eichenwald first is the best point on that map. And that's crazy to me. Havana has a lot of space to play with. Yeah, but it's hard to get there. It's always contested. It's so open, especially on third. Third still sucks, but I think first is also dog shit. It is so hard to use it. And getting up to the high ground as an attacker, you have the worst angles of all time. Like, it's actually, like, the angles you get as an attacker on Havana first are just pathetic. And the defense has so many other better options that they have on you the whole time. I'm just gonna very casually scroll through the Overwatch Twitter while we're wrapping up here in case there's something I want to look at. Like, oh my God. It's happening. The Ramatra dance mode is real. Oh, this is Overwatch Cavalry. Well, I'll look at Overwatch Cavalry too. We support Overwatch Cavalry on this channel. He's kind of hitting that shit, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he's kind of hitting that. Oh shit. Oh fuck. How do I get this? How do I acquire this? Shambali is crazy. They said, what if we made a map that was all uphill? Only ever uphill. That is Demon. This is Demon. This is 100% Demon, right? I don't think this is a Reinhardt skin. That looks like Demon. This is a Kiriko skin. This is a Genji? This is Kiri. Sorry. This might not be Kiri. This is definitely Kiri. This is Orisa, obviously. Should they hire a social media editor under 30? They should, but unfortunately Overwatch skews old. I say unfortunately. That is I definitely appreciate that Overwatch does not have a lot of kids playing it. Let me be perfectly clear. Should they consider getting somebody a little younger? Maybe. Your mouse changes into a laser pointer if you have the jetpack cat. If you have jetpack, I hate the name. Can we not call this character something else other than Jetpack Cat? I think it's clunky as shit. I'd rather just call them Finka or whatever her name is. Yeah, that definitely is. That's what I was saying. This is definitely that character in the back. And Demon had a shield and like a sword beam thing like this. So I think it's probably pretty likely that tank is Demon. Yeah, Juno gets her name instead of Space Ranger, but Finka gets Jetpack Cat. We'll get to Lucio. What was the other Power Move Bear? No, I saw this one. We saw that one. Aaron Keller says no AI. Awesome, good. What was this one? Per also that damages nearby enemies for 50% of healing amount. Knockback removed. So this is dog shit. Probably. What the? No Grok. Sorry, everyone. Sorry for the Grok scare. Did we see this one? Yeah, we did. Cyberfrag now sticks on contact. Oh, that's right. I kind of don't like that. I feel like it's cool that it doesn't stick. Then direct hits with Siphon Blaster, refund heat, and increase its duration. Okay, sure. I feel like you could go with either of those. I think more burst damage from the cyber is probably better more often than not. Deal 50 health for each enemy hit by Dancing Blaze. Oh, yeah. Goodbye, Langston. Thank you for chatting. Iceland. This is an Iceland map. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not seeing much more here. Probably, yeah, because now they're just doing like shop skin stuff. Okay. I think we're probably good to I'm probably gonna call it here. That was much longer. I thought I'd be live for like an hour. We got to talking. And to be fair, you guys showed up, so I appreciate that. Yeah, so we will be live. I'm gonna aim for 5 o'clock again tomorrow. That's gonna be my normal starting time because work. But we're gonna aim for 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll do a healthy amount of on-run. We'll play with some friends. just to make sure we can guarantee that we get her. So yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna peace out. Take it easy. I should get an ending screen. Fixing OBS. That's great. Great reminder. I'm gonna do that before I go to bed. Peace. Bye bye.